Amid this talk of escalation, there's one set of people who are living in agony, the families of hostages. The Hamas took many people captive, 199 according to the Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF. There is little news of them except for the odd video that Hamas chooses to release. And here's the latest one. The video of an Israeli-French woman being held by Hamas. Take a look at this one.
היי, אני מי השם, כרגע אני נמצאת בעזה, אני מבקשת שיחזירו אותי הביתה כמה שיותר מהר, למשפחה שלי, להורים שלי, לאחים שלי. בבקשה תוציאו אותנו מפה כמה שיותר מהר, בבקשה, תודה.
That was Mia Shem, a 21-year-old Israeli-French woman. She went to the Supernova Music Festival in Reem on the 7th of October, the same festival that was targeted by Hamas. All she wanted to do was have some fun. But she has been taken hostage by Hamas, and now they've released a video of her, the video that you just saw. It's a little over 1 minute long. It shows Mia lying down with bandages on her arm, and it shows someone bandaging her wounds. Mia says she's being taken care of, but she wants to return home as soon as possible. After the video came out, her family held a press conference in Tel Aviv. They called for her immediate release. France too has slammed the video, calling it staged.
I saw my baby on television. I saw she's alive. I saw that she was... I heard before rumors that she was shot in the shoulder or in the leg. So I can see she was shot in her shoulder. I see she had an operation. She looks very terrified. She looks like she's in big pain. I can see that she's saying what they tell her to say, but I can see that she's stable. I can see she needs medical care. I didn't know if she's dead or alive until yesterday. All I knew is that she might be kidnapped. I'm begging the world to bring my baby back home.
We're here to say one thing and one thing only. We want Mia and all the other hostages that are captured in Gaza Strip to bring them back home. That's all the reason we are here. Mia is an innocent child that just went to go to a party with her friends and end up kidnapped and being away from home.
Mia is one of the many hostages being held in Gaza right now. And how many are there? The Hamas says they have some 250 people, but the Israeli Defense Forces say there are 199 hostages, many unaccounted for. Israeli officials have not provided specific details. There are a number of foreign and dual nationals in this list. America says 13 of its citizens are unaccounted for, but it's not clear how many of these are being held hostage. Other nations too are looking at captives. Most of the hostages are children and older people. They are from Israel's border towns, the towns that Hamas attacked first. Some of them are from the music festival in Reem, youngsters who went there to have a good time. Volunteers in Israel have set up a war room to identify these people. They're relying on what they do best, technology. Civilians are using artificial intelligence. They're scanning through surveillance footage, trying to identify the hostages.
We have different desks here, and we have teams that are working on technology, cutting-edge technology like AI, like facial recognition, voice recognition, trying to match patterns of movements and all the stuff. On the other hand, we have people who are on social networks. What they do is basically they are the eyes on social networks of different movies, different photos that are relevant to the hostages.
All of these hostages are currently in Gaza. Hamas claims that they're in safe places like the tunnels under Gaza, which leaves Israel with a difficult situation. They want to launch a ground offensive. They want to intensify their attacks, but they also have to think about the hostages. They don't want to endanger their lives. The people of Israel are building pressure, protesting on the streets and slamming Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his failure to protect Israeli citizens.
We have to admit honestly, painfully, and with a bowed head, we, the state leadership and the security establishment, have failed in maintaining the security of our citizens. We failed to implement the unwritten contract, the first of its kind between a state and its citizens.
So what happens next? Hamas want to use the hostages as a bargaining chip. They're already, in fact, talking about it. They want a prisoner swap. They say release Israeli hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Plus, there is talk about using them as human shields if and when Israel invades Gaza. They'll use the hostages as human shields. As for Israel, it is no stranger to a hostage situation or to prisoner exchanges. In 2006, Hamas captured an Israeli soldier. They held him for 5 years. He was released in exchange for 1,000 Palestinian prisoners. So Israel is in a catch-22 situation right now. An armed rescue operation or an intensified attack? What should they do? Both are risky. The other alternative is a compromise, a prisoner exchange. But right now, Israel seems in no mood for a compromise.